Yeah, first off, really good win for us against a very, very well-coached, very good basketball team in Clemson. They're very good defensively. They run good stuff offensively. So that's a great win for us against a very good basketball team that's extremely well-coached. A couple of things. I thought our defense was really good. I mean, you look at the numbers. We held them 36% from the field and 29 from three. So defensively, we were really good tonight. And the second half, I think they maybe had 6 offensive rebounds the second half, or the first half, and we held them to 2 offensive rebounds the second half. So we did a good job on the glass, plus 11. That was big. But I'll tell you, offensively, 19 assists, 27 made field goals. And the big thing today was Justin Moore and Josh Heath, 11 assists to 3 turnovers. They played the right way. They hit singles. They kept it simple. They were sound, and when they play like that, good things happen. I told them they have to do their job, and doing their job means they don't need to win us the game. They don't need to win us the game. They just need to run the team, keep it simple, and I don't like using the word lose, but just don't lose us the game by throwing up bad shots and throwing the ball over the place. Just run the team, keep it simple, and hit the open man. The open man's the go-to man. And both those guys were really good tonight. I'm very proud of them. You know, I was proud of Quentin. I mean, I know he missed some shots, but he battled on the glass, really battled on the glass, did a nice job on the glass, and he was close to another double-double. I thought Ben Lammers obviously was very good. Josh O gave us good minutes as always. Todrick, to his credit, I was in him the first half. I laid into him pretty hard. I mean, I was very upset about he didn't get a rebound, which was a 50-50 ball. But I tell you, to his credit, he responded the right way, and he made big plays the second half. And made big plays, came through for us. I tell you, he shot that 3-point shot, and he makes it, and I want to give him a big kiss right on the cheek, and he missed it. I wanted to bear hug him. So thankfully he made it. And I thought AD gave us good minutes. He came in, played 10 minutes, but he was active, he was solid. So I'm really proud of AD and the bench. You know, all those guys just, you know, they don't get a lot of notice, but they've been so good for the guys who don't play, have really kept a great positive attitude, have had great contagious positive energy. It's very important to me and our culture and what we want to do is having that type of energy. And so you got to give those guys credit. The last thing, I want to give a great shout out to the student section. I thought the student section was terrific tonight. The fans were great just overall. It was a great home court advantage. But in my speaking circuit, as I would like to say it, when I got the job in the spring, summer, and fall, I've had more people come up and tell me of the Georgia Tech faithful have told me, Coach, we've got to get the students back. We've got to get them back. I could tell that's a passionate plea from the Georgia Tech alumni and fans. And so tonight the students came out. They did their part. We obviously enticed them with some TVs, and hopefully they can keep coming back because they saw an entertaining game. Fortunately we won, but it was a good basketball game. Both teams played a good basketball game. It was up and down. So hopefully they'll keep coming, and that's important for us.
One phase of the game that's really come a long way since the beginning is your foul shooting. 17 and 19 tonight, and especially when you had to make them, you made them.
Yeah, I'm proud of our guys on the free throw line. I tell you, one of our goals is to make more than the opponent attempts, and we did that again tonight. We made 17, they attempted 17, so it was even. But that's a goal of ours, and we shot 90% from the free throw line, and that's a great stat. And to win games in the ACC, when it becomes possession games, and we're a possession team. I mean, we got no margin for error, 0, zilch, nil, so we have to make our free throws to have the stretch. And that's why I got upset at Josh O late in the game. I mean, he's throwing the ball away, and he comes into timeout. I called timeout, and I said, what are you doing? He says, Coach, we're up 12, we're okay. I says, no, we're not okay. The game's not over until the buzzer rings. I said, our team has got to play to the final buzzer. There is no room for error. We just don't have that. And so fortunately, we then got the ball inbound and ran the clock out.
Can you talk a little bit about, you had some nice backdoor passes and nice cuts to the basket. You got a lot of dunks and kind of easy baskets where those plays maybe weren't there earlier in the year. It seemed like you made some progress there.
We're getting better. We spent a lot of time. The last 2 days, we spent the entire last 2 days of practice on our offense. I mean, literally, we didn't do anything defensively other than some just our principal drills that we do, a shell drill and different things on our normal defensive everyday shell drill or everyday drills, in which most of them end up being shell drill. So offensively, we spent a lot of time and we executed. There was 3 poor segments we had of 2 possessions each. And other than that, we really executed well. Because you look at 19 assists on 27 made field goals, but we had 3 two-time possessions where we didn't execute well. And we had that Todrick charge, and then he shot a bad three-pointer. We had the AD foul, offensive foul, and then the pass from Q to AD. So we had that 2 segment, and then the other segment was when Todrick got Josh Hill had a great cut. He missed the layup, and then the next play, Ben Lammers got it stripped at a dunk opportunity from Todrick's pass. So other than that, we really executed. And, so just got to keep getting better, and we got to just keep improving and just keep working at it ourselves. And, I've said it before, we got to get to 70. And we got to 70 today, and that helped us win the game, obviously.
Coach, in the last game, it seemed like the team didn't know how to close it out going down the stretch. But tonight, it seemed like they played so well going down the stretch. What was the difference?
Well, look, we're the most inexperienced team in all of college basketball. We can never forget that. The most inexperienced team in all of college basketball. Not the second, not the third, the most. So the only way that we're going to continue to get better through those type of game scenarios is through playing games. And we practice time and score in our practices, but there's nothing like simulating in a game. And for our youth, for our guys who haven't played a lot of minutes prior to this year, this is all new to them. So we've done a pretty good job in late games when we've had a lead to secure the lead. And we've had some games where, we're a better team today than when we started. And that's the progression of our team. We continue to get better, and we've got to continue to get better. We still got a long way to go. And I'm so proud that we're sitting here 2-2 after those first 4 tough games on our schedule. But we still got a long way to go, and we will continue to get better. And but we got a tough stretch coming up. You're talking at NC State, at Virginia Tech, and then at Virginia. That's a heck of a stretch. That's like that's a tough stretch. 3 road games, 3 very, very good teams. And I just know for us to have a chance at any of those games, we're going to have to play, near perfect.
What was the plan with Boston game? You scored 20, but they were kind of not really throwing the flow of the game. What were your objectives with them?
Well, we got to play them again, so I'd rather not say.
What you wanted to man a lot in the second half? That team to give us the ball.
Yeah, we changed defense. We we really guarded. I thought we guarded well for the most part. And we held them to. Like I said, those percentages, 36%, 29 from 3, 36 from the field. And that's a good team. That's a good offensive team. They're very well coached on both ends of the floor. And that's why I go back to it's a really good win for us. But, I thought just overall we were good defensively. I liked our positioning on the floor. I thought we studied well today. I thought we were in the gaps. We didn't get so spread out. The floor was shrunk, meaning that, we were in the gaps where we needed to be. So, we made some adjustments on some things prior to the game, and I thought, maybe they worked for us, obviously.
How important was this, just you have such a young team, to get a second win in conference play this early before you go on this road trip that's going to be tough?
Well, it's huge. You guys know, people had said we weren't going to win a game in conference play. Many people said that. Most people picked us last, and so to be sitting here 2-2 in this league, this shows you that we can. And we were right there, had a chance to beat Louisville. So just to show you that we can, you're not going to sleep on Georgia Tech at this point. You're going to have to play great, and nothing's changed from our end, as in terms of who we are. Who we are is our margin for error is 0, and we've got to be near perfect in the areas that we can control. And if we can do that, it gives us a chance. If we're not near perfect in some of those areas, it's just going to be hard for us. And so in our wins, we were near perfect. In our losses, we had breakdowns, and that's why we had the L's. But think about it, those are 3 great wins we've had this year already. You're talking North Carolina, Clemson, and at VCU. Those are 3 high-level wins in a year 1 of a rebuild. Really proud. That's a great credit to our guys, our student athletes, and the assistant coaches have done a great job in individual development and also game planning.
Coach, how important do you think it is for you to be at this point? 10 wins, 2 wins in the ACC, where you mentioned that a lot of people thought you wouldn't win any, as far as keeping the momentum, getting the student body involved, and getting the fans really behind this team.
No, I think it's important because it gives us they can see maybe the vision, not only the fans, the recruits, they can see the big picture. I'm using Ken's, colleague, Mark Bradley, told me that if you won 10 games this year, it'd be a complete miracle. So that's what he told me, and that's the truth. I mean, that's what he said, and he's not the only one. I mean, it's just people have thought that, and so, but we still have a long way to go, and I recognize that. And so what I would tell you is that what's great is our success has given us, or some of our wins have given a vision for people to see, meaning recruits, meaning fans, students for like tonight, and then also for our players to understand, the current players, because a lot of those guys are going to be back next year, for them to understand what we're trying to do and how we're trying to get there.
One more for Coach.
Who's idea with TV?
That's a direct credit goes to Phil from marketing and the marketing team, and Rick, and obviously Marvin oversees them as well too, with Brett Daniels and Marvin and Rick Thorpe. But Phil, who I work probably more daily with stuff, Lewicki we had a good idea on that, and that's a credit to the marketing group. So that's Brett Daniels and Marvin. They had that up over and with Rick Thorpe, and then obviously Phil works with them, so those guys get all the credit for that.
Do you have something else up your sleeve later for you?
I got a lot of ideas, but the ideas, again, that's going to come through Brett Daniels and Marvin and Rick and Phil and whatever they think. I'm on board, and we'll continue to brainstorm. But we want to get the students involved. It's important. It's important. And I've gone to speak to a lot of different student groups, and I told them, this is your program. Like 10 years from now, you're going to be doing something, and you're going to want your team to be playing in March in the NCAA tournament. You want to be bragging to your colleague at work or to your husband or wife or showing your children. And so it's not about just this year. It's about you being in that section, so when recruits come and people come, they can see the vision, and that's important. So we can sell that. And so that energy, and that's something that that's why it's important that they show up.